To get started, you want to find the ends of your shortest cord, match them up, and then run your fingers down to find the centre. And then you want to take some folded over jewellery wire and then just slip that onto the loop. And then you want to just add your beads here. Using this wire just makes it a lot easier to add beads onto your cord. Once you've added your beads, you can remove your wire and then just tie a little knot at the end just to make sure your beads don't slide off as you're making the bracelet. You don't have to be too careful here because it's not going to be decorative. And you can pull your beads down to the bottom. And next you want to get your longest cord, match up the ends, and then run your fingers down again to find the centre. And then match the centre of your shortest cord to the one with your longest one. And then you want to tie a knot and make your loop. And you want to clip the loop to the top of your board. And then take your shortest cord and clip the bottom to the bottom of the board. And then put one of your longest cords to either side. And then you can start off working square knots. So you want to go over, over and through, and then under, under and through, and that completes your first square knot. Then you want to do this for a couple of square knots. It depends on how long your bracelet is as to how many of these you need. So it's a good idea to measure things out before you get started. Once you've done as many as you want to push your first bead up and then thread it into place. So to do this, I'm going to use the wire again and I'm just going to push it through the centre of the bead. And I'm going to take one of the cords and just thread it through the loop. And then just pull that through. And that threads your bead so much easier than trying to force it through on its own. So you can tidy that one up and then do the same thing for the other side. Depending on the thickness of the gap that you've got in your bead, you may not be able to thread them both at the same time, so I do them individually. Once you've got both cords through, you can just gently pull everything into place. And then put your bead up against your square knots, nice and secure. And then you can work your next set of knots. And then again, pull your next bead up. and then repeat the process with the wire to thread the cords through the centre of the bead. And you want to repeat this until you've got all the beads secured in place. Once you've got all your beads in place, you can finish off with square knots. And then you can remove your bracelet from the board and then tie a knot in the end to keep everything nice and secure. You can trim your tail ends, leaving long enough so you can tie your bracelet on at the end. I'm going to take 2 of each cord here and tie a little knot at the end. And you should end up with something that looks like this. So now you just want to try your bracelet on. And that is your completed wooden bead beach bracelet.